So it's a miserable day today, but I do have an exciting new project which will be starting here. And as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be creating a little wildlife pond. Now, I previously had one in my garden, and if I stealthily move past all the washing, which is hitting me in the face as I do this, it was basically right where this giant verbascum was. And you might be wondering why I moved it, why I got rid of it. Effectively, it wasn't a proper wildlife pond to begin with. It was literally just a bucket, like one of those sort of tub-like buckets. Nature never used it. I mean, we did have some insect visitors, but I made sure they all kind of cleared away and had other spots to go to before I got rid of it. And now it is time to build an actual proper wildlife pond, which sneakily get past the washing again, is going to go here. Now, this is actually a shaded location, which I think will be good for the pond personally. Too much sunlight can dry it out very easily, especially with all these droughts we've been having. It's only going to be small, so it's going to fit in this little border space. And yeah, so the first step is going to be actually clearing this area in terms of soil so we can get it planted. So it has finally arrived, and it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. I don't really know how to describe how big it is. I mean, like, here's my hand in the middle, and then that's probably not a very good, accurate description, but yeah, it's a good size. It's not a huge one because I don't have the room for a huge one. Way bigger than my old one, though. And yeah, it's really nice. I had some problems with delivery. They delivered it to the wrong house, and then I had to get a refund and buy another one. So this has been a long project, but maybe it was a blessing because it's actually been raining here for the first time in like a month. And so now the soil will be a lot easier to dig, which is a big positive. Okay, so I've officially dug out the hole. It was pretty hard work because there were a ton of really big roots underneath, which came from the hedge, the massive hedgerow along here. So that was pretty difficult. That was probably the biggest challenge. As you can see, the soil is fairly dry and sandy, so that wasn't too bad at all. But now it is time for the pond liner to actually go in. Okay, so the pond liner is officially in. Had to do a lot of backfilling with the soil. As you can see, I've gotten some soil in it, which I'm going to need to try and get out the best I can, just so the water isn't too muddy when I actually put stuff in. But yes, it's in. It's not perfect. It's not the most like even thing in the world, but it'll do all the jobs. It's got the little sort of sections which kind of come up and down so that critters can easily get in and out. However, I am going to add stuff inside, like obviously I'm going to add in plants and stones and such. I've also kind of, this wasn't really intentional, but it's almost like a bank behind the pond, right in this sort of abandoned corner of the garden. And I actually think that's kind of nice. I'm going to plant some of my pond marginal grasses behind here, so that there's just a nice sort of bank behind the pond. I think like that's quite a good idea, you know. Might put some bisalta back there. They grow really well on banks from what I've seen. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has come out so far. I think it definitely looks really good. There's obviously still a lot of work to do. I've got to add in a lot of the rocks and stones and such, and then the plants, but we're getting there. Okay, so now we're on to the stage that is fun and everyone likes, which is actually planting the plants. Now here's some of what I've got. These are all marginal grasses, so they'll go in on the bank and just around the edges and such. Basically, they don't want to be like soaked 24/7, as in like their roots underwater, but they do want the soil to be consistently wet, which I am a little bit worried about because obviously, as I told you, the soil here was really dry. However, it's not usually like that. So I think I just need to do a better job of keeping these watered for the first year, and then hopefully it'll go back to being wet. It's just that we've had such an incredibly dry year that it's sort of to be expected. I think that sadly it would be really dry. So I'm just going to have to keep on top of watering them this year. But of course, with pond overflow, with rain and such, especially over the winter, they will keep very wet anyways. So I've just got to keep on top of it, I think. But here's what we've got anyways, if you're curious. I don't know anything about pond plants, so I can't tell if these are any good. We've got the umbrella sedge, Carex muscinamensis. I totally butchered the pronunciation of that. We've got miniature reed mace, Typha minima, which is a really cute one. I've got a few of those. We also have carnation grass, Carex panicea, which is really cool. And finally, ignore my dirty gloves over there, got ruined in doing this. We've got more of the Carex, just a sort of bigger one this time. And we do have some plants, of course, for the inside of the pond, which will be completely fine, obviously, because they're designed to be underwater. So, very exciting stuff. So, the pond plants are officially planted. I'm not sure if the positions are going to work yet. I really don't know. Just with how dry it is back there, I'm not sure. But like I said, there are solutions to this, or maybe temporary solutions, at least for now, and we can experiment. If they don't work, we'll get other plants. You know, there's no shame in failure, I think. You got to learn sometimes and see what works best for your garden. You don't just instantly know. So I'm sure we'll find that answer out. But for now, it looks really nice, so that's good. It's definitely coming along. There is more to do, of course, like now the actual stone landscaping, but thankfully I have all my pond stones from a previous project, so we can do that now. Okay, it is officially a day later. I've given everything a chance to settle, but are you ready to see the final product? Ta-da! I'm really, really happy with it. It was a lot of work. So obviously I filled it in, I put in some pond plants. We've got a lily in the middle. I can't quite remember what the other two are. I'm definitely going to need to get that lily a bit more soaked, I think. The water level has dropped a little bit, so it's definitely going to be important to get some more in. Yeah, there's tons of these Scottish river stones which I used from another project in the garden, so I'm really glad I could reuse them. There is a ton. I almost wondered if I used maybe too many as it is really filled, but basically what I wanted to do was create sort of nice natural inclines on the inside of the pond that critters could use to climb in and out, and the rocks allow for lots of like crevices and things like that, which I think is good. The pond itself did come with some, but they weren't really great. And also, by building up the rocks like this, I've been able to hide most of the liner. As you can see, I've kept some at the back because I generally figured things are kind of going to overgrow a bit anyways. We get lots of sort of like wild plants and things in this border, so they'll probably start appearing behind where the fence is. But also it helps me see what the actual water level is like. As you can see right now, it could be higher for sure, although it's not perfectly even, so it's going to be a bit more you know, shallow over here, I suppose. But yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. I still need to do more work on the bank over here, but again, the idea is going to be for this to overgrow and lots of things that just come over here and look really crazy, so I'm not too worried about it right now. It is also pretty hidden behind the buddleia, so again, you know, it's not something you're looking at all the time. But the actual pond, I'm so pleased with. It looks really, really good when it's all wet, so I might quickly try and do that just so I can show you what it looks like. Here we go, so now you can see what it looks like all wet. I just love how these Scottish river stones look like that. I think they're so lovely. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased with the entire look. Still some final touches to do. I've got this sort of like very fine grit that I want to use to kind of fill some of the gaps here that are way too small for stones and rocks. So that's something that I definitely want to add a bit more to kind of, the grit almost kind of adds like a sort of gritty kind of beach sort of vibe. And I think that's a good thing to have. A lot of critters like that sort of material, and it just makes it feel a little bit more natural. So that's definitely something I'm going to be adding. But yeah, really, really pleased with everything over here. I think it's just looking really good, and hopefully we'll get some aquatic visitors soon. That would be fantastic. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little build of my wildlife pond. It's definitely been a lot of fun. I'm going to keep you folks updated when I do my garden tours and such about how it's going and how things are growing, so stay tuned for those. I do a garden tour every single month. Yeah, hopefully the next time we tune in, this will look even more sort of overgrown and wild. That would be absolutely fantastic. So thanks for joining us on the journey. Don't forget to subscribe if you like gardening content, and I'll catch you for the next video.